Scars that men build. See a sphinx from the ink my pen spilled. Auric fills, links with the Torah and 4 of the seals. Then 3 more revealed. That makes 7 the heavens. Broke open with omens, peasants begging the savages. Chariots, horses and wheels. Over corpses left in the hills. Is in Lil Shaitan, the serpent administrator to Israel. Was Enkidu the one with the fruit that spoke in Hebrew? Or was it Jesus too? Trees in the garden was 2. Was the oldest teacher Sophia? Ishtar, Easter, reminisce, the feminine, stars over Giza, the power of the ether, Tiamat, the rulers with the G on top, the woman has a G-spot, the skeleton key unlocks. Who spoke to Moses as the burning bush? Mistaken as a pharaoh, so that confirmed his looks. The beginning of these pharaohs, a lot concerning Cush. Who's this person in the book? His brothers was Mizraim, Canaan, and Put. Mizraim became the land of black soot, or bitterment. Became Kemet throughout millenniums. Gideons to the Bosnians, tribes and Indians from the Americans. Our true inheritance, Latif with the seraphims. Concerning Canaan, Naphtali explaining, just like the X-File in training, a death trial and arraignment. When they buried the Nazarene, after 3 days he rose and exposed himself to Mary Magdalene.
You are tuning into Naphtali's new school of thoughts, right here on YouTube. Naphtali's new school of thought. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for news, politics, all truth and no lie.
Welcome to Naphtali's new school of thought, where the wisdom is heavy and the knowledge is taught. We're digging through the Bible, science and history, stripping back the veil and solving every mystery. Talking all the truth, so you can step inside the room. We're clearing out the shadows and the intellectual gloom. There's no gatekeeping here, no locks on the door, just a hunger for the facts and a thirst for something more. We don't deal in fiction, no lies or lullabies, no fairy tales to soothe you or the dust across your eyes. If you're looking for a dream state, move along the line, cause we're operating on a different design. If you wanna stay asleep, this is not the place for you. The comfort of the dark is a coat you're clinging to, but the sun is rising high, breaking through the night. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee the light. Welcome to Naphtali's new school of thought, where the wisdom is heavy and the knowledge is taught. We're digging through the Bible, science and history, stripping back the veil and solving every mystery. Welcome to Annapolis, new school of thought, where the wisdom is heavy and the knowledge is taught. We're digging through the Bible, science and history, stripping back the veil and solving every mystery. So wide awake movement, no more nodding off, no more hush hush. From the scrolls to the stars, it's all connected. Yeah, we're all woke. Class is in session.
Most High is the greatest. Yes, he's the greatest. From the bottom to the latest. Every blessing never base. When life brings, we gon' praise him. All my life, he done saved me. No debate, no replacement. The Most High is the greatest. Most High is the greatest. No debate. Yes, High is the greatest. Check the fate. In the dark, he my light, he my way. Every step, every breath, every day. Let's go. They talk loud, but the truth don't shake. Nah, stand firm, I don't bend, I don't break. Never. From the block to the throne, I'm safe. I'm good. The Most High is the greatest. No debate. No debate. Yes, High is the greatest. Check the fate. The Most High is the greatest. No debate, no debate. Yes, High is the greatest. Check the fate.
All right, Most High bless everybody out there. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Saturday night. It's your girl Neftali with the new school of thought coming at you guys. Okay, so I see my sister Tracy by Zion is in the building. Shalom, thanks for tuning in. Yira me Yahu Waden bin Yokahanan. Most High bless and peace to you too. Thank you so much for tuning in. And to all of you that will be tuning in later, I know it's late. I know it's an impromptu live, but I wanted to come on and I wanted to have a conversation with you guys, share with you guys, laugh, chop it up with you guys. I dropped the link. If you have any questions, you want to talk with me, you have anything you want to add to the conversation, don't be afraid to hit the link. Like always, please like, share, and subscribe, trying to get the channel to grow. So please help and continue to support your sister. I thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world to me. Now, let's get on with the show. All right, guys. So the other night, last night, I came on to the brother Killer Priest. Shout out to Killer Priest. Shout out to Tehuti, and shout out to AD. Those are my peoples. I came onto their show last night, and we had a really good conversation. And one thing was brought up that was very, very interesting to me. You know, one thing that I noticed is that a lot of people teach these, different doctrines. That's the one thing about evolution is that the way that they set evolution up is that it's more like science. So people can believe in evolution, but also have different pathways. So pretty much if you are, you believe in the Bible, people still believe in evolution. If you believe in, I guess like with the brother Tehuti, with Egyptology, you can, be an evolutionist as well as just being a plain atheist. You could be an evolutionist. It's no, I guess, no holds with that. And that really took me back. So let me talk about this really quick. So I'm going to share our conversation. I came on, I really believed that the brother Tehuti actually believed in the gods. I thought he actually worshiped the gods. That's what I actually thought. So when I was going to come in, I wanted to really talk about how the Most High assigned different, and I can bring that scripture up to you guys, but let's get started on our conversation. But let me get something for you 1 second. I don't have it. But anyway, I'm going to play a little bit of my conversation and then I'm going to recap and we're going to have a little fun. Shalom to you, Rita Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so I'm going to play the video. Let me share my screen.
Stories, but there's multiple stories of what's considered as Kepara, which is evolution, how things come to be, and
So the first thing I want to make sure is I want to make sure that I want everybody to understand is that one thing about these brothers that are in the different, truths, um, they don't have a problem with bringing a sister on and having a conversation. A lot of these so-called Hebrew Israelites, they put the woman down and they don't really want to have anything, the male chauvinism. They don't really want the woman to speak. They don't really give women that opportunity to have conversations. So one thing I can say is that these conscious brothers, they do give us an opportunity, and I truly appreciate Tehuti for giving me the opportunity to speak with him. But let's continue on. So right now, I asked Tehuti a little bit about his background because I was trying to get a better understanding of what he believed in. I wanted to know I don't want to put labels on people. That's one thing people don't like, is for you to put them in a box or categorize them or have them believing in something that they don't believe in. And one thing is that I want to make sure I ask them, like, hey, I thought that I knew. I thought that he believed in the gods, the literal gods of Egypt, but it turned out that he did not. But like I said, let's keep going.
Yes. And as far as the material, asking you asked, do I worship? You can put us both on 80. She's been waiting a long time. I don't want to.
Oh, he's fine. Sure. So when he said that, I want to make sure I point out that I was waiting almost 2 hours, over 2 hours to speak with him. He had did a whole presentation. I'm sorry, 3 hours. I waited 3 hours to speak with him. We were supposed to come on and have a conversation. I didn't know he was doing a presentation. He did tell, I was notified at the beginning when we first set things up, to his defense, that he did say that he was going to do a presentation, but when I had talked to Killer Priest, he said no, he was not. So we all were, things were, it was a misunderstanding. So I ended up waiting about 3 hours to speak with him. So he talked for about 3 hours, and what his presentation was on was the origins of algebra. Now, one thing a lot of people like to speak on, as you see the title of the video says Origins of Algebra, Tehuti Naphtali Conversation. So when we were having this conversation about he taught on the origins of algebra. So a lot of people want to, specify what the Kemites did, the ancients did, the intelligence that they had, and why you need to believe or follow them is because this is where the knowledge, this is where the information is. And those who've been with me for a while, you guys know that I teach, or if you didn't know, I teach that the Sumerians, who are if you wonder where Shem is located, in history. A lot of people, if you hear me talk about this, you hear me say this, you don't really hear about Shem. We hear about Egypt, which is what? Ham. You hear about Canaan, which is what? Ham. If you look at Libya or Put, you hear about that. You'll hear a lot about Hamites. You know what I'm saying? But you don't really hear about the Shemites in history. and that's done by design, you know. And I like to let everybody know or introduce or try to teach people that Shem is there too, just like you see Mitzrayim or Egypt, just like you see the Canaanites, you will also see the Shemites. And who are the Shemites? They are the Sumerians. And I was coming on to actually have a conversation and break that down and actually showcase that actually it's the Shemites who were the ones who provided all this knowledge, all this information. Because the Shemites are the main branch, but under them are the Elamites, your Akkadians, your Assyrians, you know, your Chaldeans, as well as and so you got the Akkadians, the Chaldeans, the Assyrians, the Elamites. All of them are Shemites historically, and they have a big history. Okay, so that was what my part of the conversation that I was going to bring to the table to actually go against what he was teaching about the Egyptians and how they're the progenitors of algebra or mathematics. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's listen to him. Showing you that I don't mind.
Okay.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yes, and as far as Netiru, yes, I worship Netiru in all forms, including my family, my students, including any aspect, because most people don't know what Netiru is actually. So the answer is yes, for the assumption of what people may think Netiru is, but because it covers a vast amount of things, yes, I gave my henus in praise and worship every morning and throughout the day.
So to all the gods, you pretty much worship them. You believe in, you believe in those gods. That's what I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah. So the and I'll screen share as the conversation gets going, but we acknowledge multiple things as netter. So it wasn't a set of things called gods that are netter, but there are multiple things. The symbol was actually an axe symbol, and it represented biological imperative and the ability to hunt and protect yourself, which is a polarity. Two things: a weapon that can kill for you, and a weapon that can bring food to you, and a weapon that you can use to fight with. And things that were of power were labeled with that axe, called a netter. So not necessarily just gods. Ramesses is a netter. Senuseret is a netter. Aset was a netter, and many aspects of reality are netter to us. Yes.
So what about the supernatural? Do you take that, or are you saying like the literal pharaohs? Or do you actually believe in the supernatural gods? Like they came down, these deities.
I teach there is a group from the Taurine Papyrus, which were here in the time of the Zep Tepi. That's what our ancestors teach. And they were extremely natural. It's actually where the word nature comes from. The Greek word netter is a word for power, which is exactly what the word netter means in Medu-Neter. So the word natural or nature is actually a Medu-Neter word. It's actually the word netter. And beings that were extremely in tuned with the nature around them, they would be considered supernature. They were extremely natural. Yes.
It's extremely natural.
Which would appear to be almost superhero-like to a regular person, but stories that are common throughout Africa.
So you say they're extremely natural. So that means that they're not supernatural, but they're Because I'm trying to get an understanding of do you believe in the supernatural, these deities? Do you believe that they actually came down and gave knowledge
But
and all of that?
yes,
So, but it
yes.
sounds more like to me that you take on the narrative of probably like an evolutionist, pretty much. Is that
Oh, so the back to supernatural, and you were saying that you thought, what about supernatural versus extreme? What were you saying about that again? Repeat that part.
well, I'm just saying, like, these beings are what people would consider to be like the Greeks, you know, these like they were consider them to be like mythical beings, you know what I'm saying? Like the most high, you know what I'm saying? Like a supernatural power that stands outside of, our realm. Not mankind, not anything that's mortal, not anything
Mm-hmm.
that's elevated, not anything that's considered to be, higher, I guess, stronger mentally, but
Mm-hmm.
something that's supernatural that's not of this world, I guess.
Okay, so super does mean very. Like if you did super good on your test, you did very good. You did a superb job. A superb job is from this root word of superb. Something that is very natural can be something that is intelligent in a way that we can understand. Absolutely. Such as your understanding of intelligence may come from you having a brain. If there was something that did not have a brain but yet had the ability to function, would you consider that a supreme being? Something about beyond our understanding? It doesn't have a brain, but it's a functioning sentient being. Would that be supernatural to you? No brain.
Well, I don't know about what you mean by brain. I just want to know, like, from the way that the Egyptians deify, they say that these are uh, a being that is not pretty much what we would consider to be a human being. Okay, so I was just wondering, do you deify these deities as if they are? Do you believe in like a higher power? Do you believe in the a
Yes.
god, essentially a god, an actual god, essentially?
Yes. The
Put them on the level of a god. I don't want to draw this out because I promise you I want to move on, but I just want to
yeah,
make sure.
we got to get everything right. So yes, as you go further and further back in time, um, you get sets of beings that are, yes, not human. Absolutely. You get as you go further back in time and evolution, there are beings that are not human, and there's beings that are also non.
I'm sorry, guys. I've been muted this whole time. All right, let me start again. Now, I had to stop right here because I wanted to make sure you guys understand what I have to say here. Um, I made a really big deal about this point because he was talking about natural beings, and pretty much he was saying that the further you go back, the more pretty much non-humans you're going to find. So what does that mean? So he's really speaking on evolution. And then he actually mentioned evolution. Now, this is the big deal because for the longest of time I was told that he actually believed in these gods. Again, I thought that we were going to pass by this. I just wanted to confirm, hey, I do believe in these gods, and that, I was going to jump in and say, you know, this actually goes with the biblical narrative. The book of Enoch talks about these deities coming down and worshiping these fallen angels, and guess what? They provided knowledge. All this is recorded in the Bible, but it didn't go that way. He actually believes in evolution. Now, one thing that makes me, you know, look at people with the side eye is because one of their tactics of removing people out of the Bible is by telling everybody that the Bible is the so-called white man's book. They want to say that the colonizer colonized us and they gave us their book, and they wanted to make us believe in their religion, that we had a religion, we were a people before they came, the Bible is their book. Well, that's not true. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Actually, well, believe it or not, the book that is their book that they came to us with was the book of Darwinism. And let me stop sharing this. I want to share an image really quick. Well, 1 second. And while I do that, I'm going to look and see if we have any comments. You said newbie. Okay. Not yet. No. Okay. So let me go ahead and share this with you guys while and then I'm going to go back to the video. So, like I was saying, I had exited out. I have to pull it up for you guys. Well, like I was saying, you know, they always are quick to talk about what is, you know, pro-black. You know, they always want to speak on the Bible being the white man book and how the Bible is how the so-called white man colonized us. But it's actually the other way around. It's really the book of Darwinism. And we're going to take a look at this image I have right here. And I blew it up for you. And I find it's funny, but it's true. Okay. All right. Take a look at this. And we're going to break this down. Okay. So when you look at this image that I made right here, make sure you can see it. Okay, you can see it perfectly. Let me go back to it. Now, the true title of Darwin's book is, make sure you can hear me. Okay, good. There we go. Now, the true title of Darwin's book is The Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection for the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life. All right. So, favored races. A lot of people are, hey, when they teach this in school, when they bring you the book of evolution, when they bring you Darwinism, they don't bring in this favored races part, because this is actually for the preservation, to preserve the favored race. Who is the favored race? It is not us so-called black people. It's actually for Caucasians. This book was for Caucasian people. This was their book. Okay, they were pagan. We have to remember the Romans they were pagan, which is Babylonian. They never owned the Bible. So what did they own? They owned evolution, because evolution is when you look at Iridogenesis, when you look at Astrahasis, when you look at like I said, Iridogenesis, Astrahasis, you look at those different texts, the Babylonian text, their creation story, it aligns exactly with evolution. Okay, it aligns exactly with evolution. So the Sumerians as well as the Babylonians, they talk about angels coming down. Now, does evolution speak on the angels? No, they cut that part out, but they speak on everything else. Human beings being created from apes or primates, a salty soup, all of that stuff came out of Babylonian. Like I said, the extra Iridogenesis or the Astrahasis text. And what did they do? They provided it to us, but they tried to, again, Babylon means confusion. They're being very deceitful in the way that they're presenting it to us. And people, and it's sad to me, it actually is sad and concerning, because people feel as though that when you read the Bible, you are not as intelligent or you don't possess the intelligence. You know what I'm saying? You're closed-minded, you're a part of a religion. But the truth is, evolution is a religion. And a lot of doctors, when I tell you doctorates, professors, people with high ranking degrees, Yale professors, all these people with accreditations we're fighting to get evolution out of the schools because they understand that none of this stuff that this book is teaching is actually backed by the scientific method, operational or observational science. All of this requires belief. And when you require belief, that's when you start to get into something called a religion. Now, Darwin's book is specifically for the favored races, which are Caucasian people. This book has nothing to do with us. This book was never written for us. It's not our history. But for some reason, our people feel more comfortable accepting this book. And it makes more sense to me that the book that you are willing to reject is the Bible. Well, that was the book that you must have had at the beginning, because this book here you feel so much more comfortable to accept. And guess who's handing it to you? It came from a so-called white man. But let's stop with this image, and I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the video.
Physical, and we wouldn't consider them human because all of these terms came about from Europeans that we didn't have a word for. So there's no metanet or Hebrew word for human, right? Is there a Hebrew word for human? Human.
Well, when you say
That'd be hominid, right? Coming from an ape.
So you believe that humans are primates?
I'm asking you, is there a Hebrew word for human? So we can maybe use that word if I believe in that.
Well, I don't.
Because we don't have a metanet word for human.
Well, it's not about human. It's just about just trying to understand. Do you take the evolutionary mind? Do you take? It seems like you're an evolutionist to me. That's what it seems like, and I just want to know. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. I'm not.
It sounds like more like you believe in the Big Bang. You believe.
Whoa.
You take the scientific narrative. I mean, it's taking a while. All you gotta do is just say yes.
Whoa. All I gotta do is just say yes. All I gotta do is say.
Do you believe in the scientific narrative that humans evolved from?
Oh, that sounds like a whole nother. Wait a minute. First, you asked me, do I believe in the Natiru?
Right here, guys, I was just trying, like I said, this conversation wasn't supposed to last as long as it did. This part of the conversation, mind you, I was already waiting 3 hours. I was trying to, get as much in as I could to get to my point, right? He wanted to, he was trying his best to deflect, cause confusion in this little small part about humans coming from animals. So he pretty much was trying to say that humans are animals and saying, what's wrong with that? And he was trying to ask me, aren't humans animals? So this is where this conversation went. So the conversation went into humans being animals. Here we go. Let's keep going.
Supernatural beings. Now you're asking me if I believe in this means I believe in a Big Bang. How do those two things compare?
I just want to know, do you accept any of it? You can ask me, do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe in Genesis 1 as the creation? I'll say yes. See how fast that was? So I say, do you believe in the Egyptian gods? You say yes. And then do you take on the evolutionary stance? You can say no. You don't have to say.
So I don't take on the evolutionary stance because there's no such thing as that. I take on evolution, but there's no the evolutionary stance because evolution existed before there was a stance.
Did you hear that? He says he doesn't take on the evolutionary stance. What does that mean? These people do not really want you to know what they believe in, okay? It's so hard. All you got to do is say, yes, I believe humans evolved from apes and primates. I believe in it. But he's saying, you see how he's just going back and forth. I don't believe in the evolutionary standpoint. I believe in evolution. It's like, whatever. But let's just keep going.
Things were evolving before any human said, here's the stance. Things were evolving. So
you do take humans evolved from a primordial salty soup like the evolutionists teach.
The humans evolved from a primordial salty soup? No.
came out of it. That's what the evolutionists teach, that it was a soup that
I don't think they taught. I don't think they teach that humans evolved from that. They
No,
think
but
humans
that's the
evolved from
origins. That's where it
primates.
came. No, but that's where it started. The salty soup. It started there, and then it came
Okay.
out of the soup.
Yeah. So
However you want to say it, they came out. They were fish. They came. Hey, Most High Bless, you came to join the panel with me. What's going on, DJ Sunu? Let me remove this so you can be seen. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I can't hear you. I don't know what just happened. 1 second. I was trying to remove my stuff. Okay, go ahead and speak.
Yeah,
You're muted. Okay, there you go.
yeah. You had incorporated my name kind of wrong. You said DJ Jet, whatever. The Jet is one of the pharaohs that was in the 3rd dynasty, I think he was, or in the early dynastic period of the building of Egypt, before the Europeans came and the Cleopatras and all that shit there. The Jet came in.
No need to use bad words. Okay, go ahead.
No bad words. I'm sorry. But the Jet was one of the foundation builders of the early dynastic period of the pyramids in Egypt in general. So I want people to say the Jet name with clear emphasis, because he was a real pharaoh. And that's where I get my name from, the Jet Sanu, you know. But anyway, though, I just came on to just agree with everything all y'all saying. I love all y'all. I'm here for the knowledge. I'm here for the learning aspect of everything. And you know where I come from. So, you know, that was it. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. And I appreciate y'all for giving this knowledge to people.
Well, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. I'm not very familiar with the Egyptian name, so you got to help me out. Dejet Sanu. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that.
I'm gonna mute myself out and let y'all have y'all. You know, but I ain't going nowhere. I'm just gonna mute myself out though.
Oh, that's fine. You can stay up here, and if you have any questions, you can definitely tune in. And if anybody else wants to hit the link, you're free to. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and get back to this. Thank you. You know, micro, macro, all that good stuff.
Okay. Yes.
So you agree with all that?
I don't know if I agree with all that, because there's nothing in my writings about a salty soup. I don't know what that is. I don't know. This is my first time ever hearing of that, actually. I never knew it had a taste.
All right, so he talks about he doesn't know anything too much about the salty soup. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you guys where I got that from. So give me a second while I pull that up for you.
Queen, and you put me up, Queen. I don't know if you want to put me up to help you out now. I help you out now and bring some viewers over here. That's what I'm good for. You know, people say I'm pseudoscience and I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, because even though we don't agree on everything, in ancient civilizations, no one agreed on everything. Y'all know that. The East Africans ain't agreed with the South Africans. The South Africans ain't agreed with the Western Africans. They agreed on certain aspects of things, true enough. But when it comes to the Bible, right? I think I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather be with the Bible than against it. And the reason I say that is because we don't, even though my name, the Jet, come from an Egyptian aspect of it, but I grew up a Christian and a Baptist and a Catholic. I mean, I grew up in that era. Like, I don't know nothing about besides what the ancestors teach us about different cults, different religions, voodoo, voodoo, you got Santa Maria, you got different outlets of spirituality, right? You can't group nobody in no one bubble. But what I can say is, I'd rather be with the Bible than against it. But because I don't know nothing about the voodoo. I wasn't. No Black American can clearly say in your chat right now that they grew up off of the voodoo culture, unless they really was a baby and they mama. Like you can't do that. You grew up a Christian, Catholic, Baptist, like the rest of us. Stop playing games now, right? And Harriet Tubman, our great ancestor mama, she was a Christian. She was a Christian because she went off of the Christian version of, and she freed many Black people. She said, I would have freed many more if they knew they were slaves. They didn't even know they were slaves. But Mama Harriet Tubman say, God gave her a vision, and she went with the vision. Nat Turner, he was a reverend preacher, right? Slave. He went right to the plantation, teaching the slaves at the plantation about the Bible. But yet, he's saying the slave masters whipping the slaves, hitting the slaves. So Nat Turner said, you know what? God told me, right? God told me to avenge my people. So the same Bible and the same beliefs that our ancestors held on, we need to hold on to them same beliefs. I'm sorry, Queen. Go ahead, do your thing, baby.
No, actually, I appreciate that what you said, because that actually makes perfect sense. When we were in our toughest, we believed in the Bible. The Bible is what set us free. It wasn't what made us captive, you know. But I want to get back to what the brother Tehuti said. So when I mentioned to him about the primordial soup with the Egyptians narrative, he was very confused. He didn't know what I was talking about. So when you look at here, the Egyptians' creation myth describes the universe originating from Nun, a dark, chaotic primordial water. So what is a primordial water? So when we look at the definition of a primordial water, and I'm going to share that with you guys in just a second. 1 second. So here we go. Now, when you look at what a primordial water is, and I see you here. How do you say your name, brother? Samor Kojo? Can you hear me? Samora Kojo?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge you. Thanks for coming on with me. But right here, this is a primordial water. They said it's now they said it's not a salty soup, but it's what it means is that rather than a salty ocean, but you know, oceans are salty. So when they say salty, that means it's mineral enriched. And so when they say that, they said that it was rich organic compounds formed energy like lightning on gases. So the is something called the primordial soup theory. Now, where do we find the primordial soup theory? We found it in the Egyptians. We just saw that, and also as well as evolution. I like to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So evolution agrees with the Egyptians. They both believe in a warm primordial soup. And right here, as you see, it tells us right here, it was not necessarily a salty soup. As some researchers argue, freshwater ponds rather than salty oceans were more suitable for early chemical evolution. So that's actually chemical evolution, which is a warm, salty soup, or they say a warm concentrated broth, which is pretty much, I mean, this is what they teach, okay? And this is evolution, and as well, and let me go back. Let me go to that. I want you guys to see. This is what the Egyptians, and this is how you know people don't really believe in what they teach, because he didn't even know that the Egyptians' creation myth had the warm salty soup. in it. He was looking at me like he was confused, like, what are you talking about? Like I just completely made it up. And I'm like, do you agree with them? And he was like, and we're going to get back to that. But right here, we back here again. And it tells us Egyptian creation myths describes the universe originating from none, a dark, chaotic, primordial water. And when we looked at what primordial water is, it is like how the ocean is salty. It has enriched minerals as well as, gases and all different types of hydrogen, things like that in it. Now, why do I make a big deal about this? Is because he was showcasing to me that he only really truly knows about evolution. He doesn't believe in anything that these Egyptians are teaching, right? He just puts on the air.
So what I want to say is.
So did you guys just hear that? He said he never heard of that before.
Yes, ma'am. I heard it. I heard it loud and clearly, and I heard you kind of
Yeah.
debunked it too. So go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can I just say, Naftali, peace to you, peace to the brother on the panel, and also everyone in the chat. I did see that show on Killer Priests for a bit, but what it screams at me, basically, personally, should I say, is that both doctrines come from the European thought. This is why there is so much confusion, and this is why you cannot agree on anything, because it's confusion. That's what I got from both, the both doctrines that the pair of you were trying to present, i.e. him with the Egyptian thought going on to evolution away from the, or should I say Kemet, because people don't like me saying, well, the word Egyptian because they say it's Greek. Fair enough. But yeah, it goes away from the Cometian thought. And then the Bible comes with a whole load of isms and schisms that don't make no sense. So I could understand, and I could understand why the confusion was going on, because you will never find any alignment when it comes to those type of doctrines.
Well, to say that you don't believe they're both are the same is not true. Now, there is something called Pan-Babylonianism, and I want you guys to hear me out on this, okay? Egyptian mythology is the same as evolution. It is the same as Christianity. It is the same as all of these so-called religions, right? But the Bible in itself has absolutely nothing to do with any of that. Now, we know that shout out to my Catholics and my Christians, they tried, but they just could not get out of their pagan or Babylonian ways. They just can never stop. They just can't. It's unfortunate, but they still uphold and worship their gods. And that's why you're seeing a similarity, because that's why people become omnists, because they're pretty much are all the same. But when you actually look into the Bible and you actually do what the Bible says, it does not align with anything that these other doctrines teach. And what do I mean by that? Like I mentioned about the primordial soup, all of these belief systems start off with this soup, even evolution. Tehuti was very surprised. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard that before. And that's a part of the Egyptians' beginning. The same as evolution. The chemical evolution is the same thing. The Assyrians taught that. The Sumerians taught that. When you look at all these different doctrines, they all go back to that. Not the Bible, though. The Bible doesn't go back to that. So you have to be able to, that's why we got to have, it is confusion. That's what Babylon is confusion. But Christianity, when the Romans converted over to Christianity, they were supposed to get rid of their pagan or Babylonian ways. What did they end up doing? They ended up still worshiping their gods. They hid it. They hid their gods as saints. This great Mary. Mary is nothing but what Egyptians would call Isis. But if we take it even further back, she's Ishtar or Inanna. Same person, they just gave her a different name. They still are worshiping her. The same thing with Marduk. He's supposed to be our Christ figure. That's the image that you see of Jesus. That's not the image of Christ. That's the image of Marduk. So the thing is, like I said, that's why you see similarities in it, because it's all intertwined. Like
And I
when,
just want to come in, you know what I'm saying, like, and just throw my little 2 cents in it. When it comes to the Bible, right? And everybody, and I'm an American, right? I never been to Africa. I never been to Pakistan. I never been to no other country outside of America. So if my country tell me, right, it might be right or wrong, right? My country tell me, oh, this is the Bible. You got to go by this, right? And I say, okay. So I go by the Bible. But people on the outside like, oh, no, the Bible wrong. That ain't the real Bible. I always have to go back to Mama Harriet Tubman. I got to do that because the woman freed more people mentally and physically than any of us can do with these platforms, right or wrong.
you're right.
So if Mama Harriet went by the Bible, she said, what's the angel? Damn, what's the angel name? The angel who helps you, like, damn, I forgot his name. Damn, but I'm sorry, but the angel is a certain I don't know, but Mama Harriet Tubman said an angel came to her and told her that you need to free your peoples, and I'm gonna help you do it. And she and they did it. That's proof. I'm tired of people going back way back to 1583. No. Stop that. Marcus Garvey, even though a lot of people don't agree with his philosophies and agree with it, I don't care what you do, but even him, he had a philosophy of God. He preached the Bible, go back to Africa. Nobody never said, oh, he's wrong. F the Bible. It ain't come to 2020, like 1999, what black people like, oh, the Bible fake. Oh man.
Right.
I'm done.
The reason for what you're saying is because, sorry, Naftali.
Go ahead. No,
The
I was just
reason,
finding a great one. Go ahead.
yeah. The reason for what you're saying is because we've been brought up on this Bible. Generation upon generation upon generation. But right, so now we discover that no, all these things in this Bible is not accurate. Well, some of us, not all of us, but some of us, are discovering that everything in this Bible is not accurate. So therefore, there's got to be something different to what they're telling us. So I mean,
that's not true. I'm gonna have to
when
cut
you think about it,
but I'm gonna have to cut you off because that's not true. Everything in the Bible has been never. The Bible is the longest living text, and as far as as far as when it comes to religion, and as well as it's been preserved. I don't know why anybody wants to say that there's any contradictions, there's no errors, and that the Most High can't preserve His word. The problem is that you have a lot of people out here that are teaching who claim they believe in the Bible, but they really don't, and they're here making it seem they talk down more on the Bible than they lift it up, but then they come back and they tell you they believe in it. That is a whole wolf in sheep clothing. That is a serpent. That is a deceiver. You got to watch.
And that's why those people who teach that, this, that, about the Bible, and that's for me. Yeah, I got an Egyptian name, in the Bible, God say Egypt is to be quote unquote eradicated and never thought about again. In certain phrases and words, he didn't say out his mouth that I hate Egypt. He just said Egypt is not the place for my peoples. Right? I'm wrong. Right? Right?
I'm not sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are the Bible
God,
guys.
no. God said Egypt is not the place for his people because you have to say right, because if he parted the Red Seas to make them walk through the Red Sea to get away from the Romans ran Egypt at the time. The Romans had Egypt at the time. So God said, I want my people far away from that as possible. And I can't go into mythology about he made the oceans far land. I can't that's called mythology. I'm not going into that realm. But what I can say is what she was just saying though is the Bible is undefeated. Period. The Bible undefeated. We
Right.
know it.
Okay.
The Bible is
Fair enough. You
undefeated,
could say
man.
that.
Come on now.
No, hold on. Hear me out. You could say that, which is
The
fair
Bible
enough.
undefeated, man.
Which is fair enough. But when you use logic to break everything down, I mean,
Logic.
when you look at
Did God
civilizations
say you
today,
use logic to break it down, or did you say common my knowledge? God say you can't use your knowledge. You gotta use my knowledge, right? So
Well,
you can
hold
say,
on. So I want him to say to me. I want him. You said
okay,
that you look at the civilization. I
okay.
want to hear what he has to say so we can try to help him. So
Okay.
you said you look at the civilizations.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Let's help. It will help him out. Let help him out.
Go ahead and explain why the Bible has errors or how
Go
it has.
ahead, man. Go ahead,
okay,
man.
so listen, if you look at today and you look at wars that go on today, when people capture people and people dominate other nations, they don't take on their gods. They rape their women, they take their possessions. You know what I'm saying? But they do not take their religions because they come with their own. Now, if you look at the biblical history from Canaan all the way to today, Rome, what has happened? Every time, okay, there was Canaan, and then the Akkadians came along, I believe. Don't quote me in the
I don't know. I don't know. Well, go ahead. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
they
listening.
came along.
I know. So okay. So let me make sure. Let me get this straight. So you said when there's other civilizations and they come in, they take the religion and the belief away from people. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that when people get dominated, they do not take the people's who they dominated's religion or their
She just said
gods,
that.
but
She
rather
just said
they
that.
will take their women and their
Yeah.
possessions and so
Right.
on, and rather even give their religion to the people they dominated, i.e., like the Arabs when they came, they dominated everything, took the women, killed the men, and gave us their religion. That's how it goes. But when you look at biblical history, it's the other way around. They come, they dominate you, and they take everything, including your God, and then change it.
But they do it. They do it. But the difference between biblically, they do it in the name of God. Like when you do it, like how you just said, you just had two different narratives, right? You said when they come in and take over your land, your women, your kids, they do that out of plunder. It's called plunder. I come and plunder your shit. I take up your shit. I mean, excuse my language, but I come and plunder, take over. Right. But if I say I do it in the name of God, God told me to take up your land. That's two different doctrines you're teaching, man. Now, whoa. You can't say God told me to take up your land, then say, oh, no. That's wrong. They never did that. They had their own religion, their own gods. They did have their own gods until somebody else came and conquered them and told them, F your gods, you're going to worship my gods or you're going to die. And it was just, and God even said in the Bible, God said in the Bible, don't let deceivers come upon you, man. Come on, man. Go ahead, though, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
But the log you just gave me was, oh, we was no, that's not true. We was African people, not even African fuck. I mean,
don't confuse yourself now.
no, not African people. I'm talking about melanated people who have melanin in their skin. Always gonna dominate the world. Melanated people dominate the world, right? So it doesn't matter what creed you are. It doesn't matter what culture you are. It doesn't matter. What matters is the philosophy that you're trying to imply on people. If the Bible is, listen, what I say, y'all, is this is 2026. This is not Roman. This is the new age. God and Jesus in the Bible has to be the forerunner of everything. You know why I say that? Because what else comes? What else could compare to that? These are my outlaws and man, you talking about some shit. I mean,
All right. Well, let me jump in here.
Help him
Okay.
out, brother
So,
Tally.
brother, so the thing
and
is,
Queen, Queen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say, right, Queen?
I got what you're saying, and you're right. The thing
Okay.
is, Samora Karjo. How do you say your name?
Samara Kojo, yeah.
All right, Samora Karjo.
He's not wrong though. He good people. I like him. He good people. I like him though. He good people
Okay,
though.
that's fine. Yeah,
Peace,
he
my
seems
G.
very nice.
That's the way it is, man. We're
He's very,
brothers
very nice, and I like him too. Thank you. So the thing
and
is,
sisters.
what you do is what you're saying is true. A lot of the times when people come in, they conquer, they take over the people. Actually, but I mean, when you really look at it, that's not really true because people still have a lot of different cultures have been conquered, and they still have their heritage. They still have their religion. Right now, we have a war going on right now as we speak between the Arabs and the Israelis. And when they control that nation, they're not going to take away their history. They're not going to take away their language. They from they can tell you from thousands of years they still have it. The word slave comes from the Slavics. They still have their history. They still have their religion, their belief. The same thing goes with the which is a big proponent of history, goes back to when we look at the Russians right now who are in war with the Ukrainians. Nobody really goes in and take away people's history and make them worship what they want them to worship. That's not really found until you get to us. Now, the interesting part with us is that we've always had the Bible. Africa um, is the land of Shem. When we go back to Josephus, he actually quotes that Ephor, the grandson of Abraham, is where we get the name Africa. When you look at the Aksumite Empire, which is in Ethiopia, that's where the handwritten Bible was presented. That's when they put the Bible together. We always had the oral and we always had the scrolls, but they put the Bible together in a book in the Aksumite Empire, and that was in Ethiopia. So, and that predated the Romans. That was way before the Romans converted to so-called Christianity. So we have to stop giving them so much power and leverage. But when it comes to evolution, they did give that to us. They teach that to our children. Right now, they're teaching it to us. And a lot of people are taking on that narrative. And all evolution is what I'm trying to explain to you. It's the same thing as what the Egyptians taught, the same thing as all Babylon. It goes back to Babylon. It's the same exact thing. So I just hope you understand that the Bible stands alone. It doesn't agree with that. And that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to take you away from believing in the Bible. But let me get back to this video and let's hear what the brother said. So when I last left off the video, we were talking about the primordial soup. Now remember, he didn't know what the primordial soup was. And I shared with you guys that the Egyptians believed in the primordial soup. But let's keep going. Let me share my screen.
I just want to let me know before the party bring her screen in.
Going
I'm
to
my
be
girl though. I
okay,
fuck
but
with her.
Oh no, I do want to be labeled. Ask me what I want to be labeled, and I'll tell you. I do want to be labeled something. I do. I don't want to be labeled an evolutionist because that comes with a baggage of things that my ancestors didn't teach. So I believe that things can evolve and transform. Yes.
What? What? Hold on. You just said I don't want to be labeled as a. What you just say? I don't want to be labeled as what?
he doesn't want to be labeled as an evolutionist.
Right. So what do you want to be? What do you want to be labeled as?
Exactly. And that's what we have to sit down and we all have to have this conversation about. It's the fact
See,
is
that's the
that
thing.
people,
These are the conversations that we need to have. I'm sorry, Queen. I'm so sorry, Queen. But I'm not gonna let people come to your room, right? You know how you don't see me inside of them thing too. See, they'll let me do this in their shit because they'd be like, oh,
okay, no need to curse.
I'm sorry, but see, that's why right there they don't let me do it in their stuff right there because I be cursing it. But we love you though. They say we love you though. We love you. The fans love you, but you be cursing too much and well, people love it raw. Well, you just said at your mouth, you just said, I don't want to be labeled as something. I want to know what is his premises of what he's saying though. What you mean? Labeled as what?
What's his premise is that he doesn't, and this is what I'm finding, and I want everybody who's watching this right now and who's going to watch this later to understand is that when you're watching these people, they don't want you to know what they believe. It's not for you to know. That's what esoteric means. It's hidden. It's not for everyone to know. So the thing is that how you know what someone believes is that you have to put them in you have to be able to give them a foundation. And that's the thing. And like either your foundation, like mine is in the Bible. That's my foundation. So everything, the foundation is either the Bible or it's evolution. That's the two things, and you have to narrow it down to those two things. That's it. Nothing else matters. Either you believe in evolution or you believe in the Bible. You cannot be lukewarm. You cannot be I'm here, I'm there. No.
Mama, Queen Mama, you say you can't be lukewarm. You can't believe in the Bible.
Hey, now,
and then
Tally,
believe in
I
evolution.
just want to say
you can't
to you
do
that,
that
when you said about the Aksum Empire and the Bible coming from the Ethiopians, you're wrong. I mean, yeah, you're right, but it was given to them. It was given to them by the Greeks. I mean, it's there. The history is there. So when you're putting your all in the Ethiopian Bible, just remember they were colonized too. They were given that information.
No, they were not
It
given
wasn't.
that. No, they were not.
Yes,
You
there
got to watch
was.
my video. I've done a video where I talked
It
about.
doesn't matter what you did, Naftali. The
I've
facts
done
are
the
there.
thorough research. And let me
The
explain.
Ethiopians verinated their ancestors before the colonizers came. This is
There is a
simple
difference
Google stuff. You
between,
can
hold
Google it.
on.
It's right there.
If you let me talk to you, you got to understand that the Ethiopians, there's two different groups that was in Ethiopia. Okay, there's a Cushitic group that's there, and then there's a Shemitic group that's there. The Aksumite Empire are not the same as the Somalians or the Ethiopians. The Somalians and the Ethiopians are Cushites. They tell you they're Cushites. They are the Cushites. The Bible tells you they're Cushites. And if you
said
Google it,
Aksum. You said Aksum.
hold
Aksum
on. If you
is
let me
to the
talk,
point.
that's what I'm telling you. You're grouping all the Ethiopians together. When you
No, I'm
separate the
not.
two, Hold on, because you have to separate the two. You said Aksumite. The Aksumite Empire came in Ethiopia, right? So since you know about history, the Aksumite Empire was taken down, and they were colonized by who? The Ethiopians. There's the East African slave trade, right? And the Somalians and these Ethiopians enslaved the Aksumite Empire. So, yes, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody talks about the East African slave trade. People say
Yeah,
Africans
but
sold
that
you in
doesn't
slave. No, it
it
does
doesn't
matter
take
because
away
the
from the fact
Ethiopians,
that they were
no, it
given
does
the book.
matter. We were not given the book because the book was written in Giaz, which was an Aksumite what language? So do you not you're talking to the queen for a reason. The Aksumites were the ones who spoke Giaz. Giaz was not, hold on, Giaz was not spoken by anybody else. It was spoken only by the Aksumites. The Aksumites had written the Bible. The Bible was written in Giaz. Guess what they did? They started to trade with the Romans. They started to trade with the Greeks. They started to trade within the silk trade, the Silk Road trade. They started to interact with them, started to love them and be with them. And what ended up happening is they gave them the Bible, as Black people like to do.
Hey,
We always
she
like to
said
love each
start to
other.
love them.
Of
Love
course,
them.
we want to
Yes.
always uplift them. We was trying to convert them. What ended up happening is that instead of us converting them, they converted us. We let go of the Bible, and guess who got to rule over us? The Aksumite Empire crashed, boom, failed. And guess who ruled up over us? The Ethiopians. And what did the Ethiopians do? What did the Somalians do? They sold them into the Indians.
Oh,
That's why
oh,
you got the West Indies,
I
right?
ain't know that.
Oh yeah, I told you.
Oh, hell no.
I did a
I,
presentation.
excuse my language, but
He knows it.
I didn't know that that as Black, because I was taught that all Africans in Africa Africans. We stick
No,
together. All
no,
Africans.
no.
No, you just told me that they sold, like, what happened?
No, the Ethiopians are Cushites. The Somalians are Cushites. They tell you they're Cushites. They speak the Cushitic language and they still have their Cushitic heritage. And the Bible tells us they're Cushites. And guess what? They ruled
So,
over
Naftali, let
us.
me ask you a question.
Hold on, let me expound upon this for the brother. They
Yeah, go
sold
ahead.
us to, that's why we got something called the West Indies. That's why my brother down there, a lot of them were sold into Indian slave trade to the Indians as well as to the Arabs. They were castrating the men and they were having, sexual abusing the women. This was in the East African slave trade, and this is how a lot of our people got over there to India or the West Indies. Now, they have a different.
Hold on, let me ask you a question, Naftali. Where was Axum? Where was it?
It was in the Horn of Africa.
Yeah, but was it in Ethiopia? Wasn't it in
It's in
Ethiopia?
the Horn of. It
Are
was
they
in the
the
Horn
same
of Africa.
people?
I can share with you. Let me share my screen so you can see where it's at. We don't have to speculate. We can just Google it.
This stuff is bringing tears to my eyes because, like, the more we talk about it, it's like, dog, what are we doing? Like, this shit. I mean, I'm sorry. I keep cussing. I'm sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
welcome. I know it's. I
I'm just
noticed that
passionate.
a lot of my people got some potty mouths.
The more we talk about it,
I
it's like
want
the
children
more.
to be able to watch this. I want people to feel comfortable with this.
It's just the more I know, but it's just the more we
This
talk
is
about. It's
why
just
you
like,
gotta go and
But
educate
no,
yourself,
I've been reading
brother.
though. It's just like, wow,
you
like,
gotta be taught it.
it's
Everybody has to
crazy.
be taught and
It's
information.
crazy.
I done a video. I done a presentation on this. But if you
Oh,
look here, can you see it? I'm zooming in. I hope you can see me zoom in on it. Is it going to show you? It's not zooming in. So let me actually click it. 1 second. Let me go back. Oh, that's not the right one. There it is. Okay. Let me zoom in on it there. Now, There we go. Now, do you see where it's the Aksumite Empire is? It's right here between Ethiopia, right here, Eritrea, Aksum. It probably was bigger than all of this. It probably, depending on which source you look at, they have it even bigger. Like when you look here at this one, right there.
Mama, I don't want you to go into. I don't want you to go on no debate, and they be like, "Oh, the Ottoman Empire was bigger than that." So, oh
Well,
yeah,
here
they was
it
there
is.
doing that.
This is another one. This one is more realistic. I like this one here. That's why you got to look at different sources. You see how big this one is? The Aksumite Empire. That's pretty big there. This
But
this
Naftali,
really
this
what
just
this
tells us
does.
that at one point in time, the whole place was one. It's just been broken down through colonization. That's all
No,
this map is telling us.
that's not colonization. No, but before that, you have to listen to me. You have to understand. I want you to listen to what I'm saying to you, brother. Okay. They're not all skin folk is kinfolk. It's okay. Okay. They said that Africans sold us into slavery. They did. Did we participate in that a little bit in the transatlantic slave trade? We did a little bit.
All skin folk is not kin folks.
No, we're
Remember,
not Cushites. We're not the Cushitic branch. Those were the Somalians. Those the Bible tells us the Ethiopians. And guess what? When I go back and let me share this with you, since I'm sharing my screen with you guys right now. Let's see. No, I'm not sharing that right now. Where am I? There it is. Let's put in. Okay, there we go. Now, when I put in Somali Cushites, they tell you right here. You see where it says it? It says Somalis are an ethnic group classified under the East Cushitic branch. Okay. Now, when you put in Cushites, and we'll go to Wikipedia, they're going to list who. Let's see. I have, like I said, I've done all of this for you. I put it all together in a video. The thing is that you have to just care to want to learn it. And one thing I've noticed is a lot of people feel very comfortable staying asleep. They think that people think they're woke, but they're not. A lot of people, like my brother, said he's never heard this before. So how can you be, woke in this when you're not, you never heard it before? But a lot of people, you can bring the information to them, but they don't want to hear it. So right here, they tell you that they are Ethiopians, Ethiopia. Okay. And then when you look up,
So hold on, they are Ethiopians. These Aksumites are Ethiopians. That's what
no,
you just said,
Axumites
right?
are not the same thing. I actually break that down very well for you. Hope my
Okay,
screen did something.
fair enough.
Oh,
No, fair enough. I got that part. But let me just ask this: if the Aksumites had the Bible, does that mean that this Bible represented the whole of the Africans in terms of sub-Saharan Africans, as well as East Africans, South Africans, and North Africans? Did that Bible represent the whole of Africa?
let me talk to you about that. Let me go ahead and remove my screen. Okay, so let's talk about that really quickly. I don't know if you fell off. His screen is.
yeah, my bad, my
Okay.
bad. My seat fell off a little
So let
bit.
me talk to you about that really quickly. We've always been a culture. So we started off in the Mesopotamian region, correct? We got kicked out of the land, so we moved further into
Who's
East
we?
Africa, the Bantu, which is what you would call sub-Saharan Africans. That's what you would call a Negro. It's the Bantu. That's the lineage. So there's something called the Bantus, and there's something called Nilotics, and then there's something called the Cushites. This is not just me. This is how Africa is broken down, right? So you got the Cushites, you got the Nilotics, and then you have the Bantu. Now, the Bantu Africans are always in the sub-Saharan region. They're called Negroes. And then you got the Cushitic, or what we would call the Somalians, the Ethiopians. They're in the Horn of Africa. And then you got our Nilotics. Now, they also have something called E1B1B, E1B1B DNA. We have E1B1A, okay? They're different from us. Our story is that we were always enslaved. We were enslaved. The Bantu branch were enslaved by the Ethiopians in the East African slave trade. Like I said, if you really are interested, I break all this down and I utilize sources like I just showed you that you can take and do further research on yourself. And once you do further research upon it, come back and tell me what you think. But I'm gonna go back and get back into this video.
Now, hold on, one quick. You didn't answer my question. My question was, did that Bible represent the whole of Africa?
If the Bible, of course, represented it, represents the people, the children of Israel, who are the Bantu. So no, it does not represent the whole of Africa. Now, the Bible was written for all people, of course, and the Cushites. We see the Ethiopians, which I'm not 100%. I don't want to say, but it looks like they took upon the book as their own when they know they didn't write it.
Oh, hold on. Who took the book and they know that who did it? Who did it?
The Ethiopians.
You're doing too much now.
Also, the Ethiopians. Hold on, whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is my queen now. This is my queen now. My queen say, the Ethiopians knew they took the Bible or whatever. Remember what you just said, right?
Yeah. They didn't. They took up the Bible, but they didn't read it. But I mean, they didn't write it. But how about this? They
didn't write it. Oh yeah, they did not write that Bible.
They did not write that Bible. But how about this? They preserved it, because you know what happened.
They did.
Let me tell you what Shem did. Let me tell you what Shem did. Shem threw it away.
And who was Shem? Who was Shem?
How did the Cushite? How did the Cushites?
The Israelites threw it away, and the Hamites.
I don't understand that.
Hold on, this is how crazy it is. The Hamites, which is the Catholic Church. I know it sounds strange.
Who was Shem?
Shem are the so-called Negroes, right? Us.
So we threw it away?
Yes, we threw it away. We stopped worshiping our God.
God damn.
That's the story of this,
baby. God damn. Where you going at with, baby? Talk to me now.
We stopped worshiping. We stopped following his laws. We stopped following his statutes. We stopped following his commandments. And we took the Bible and we did what? We didn't hold on to it. We didn't want it. Okay? We didn't want it. We didn't care for it. We started to worship other gods.
Hey, but what she's saying is, you niggas was out there fucking hoes.
Hold on with the language.
I'm sorry. Y'all out there doing negative activities with women, and when the party is saying is
Naphtali.
Y'all the party how you say it? Naphtali. What Naphtali is saying is, we was out there doing wrong. Man,
that's why
you better be quiet. Man, you better be quiet. Because I know
the Most High said when he's
hold on, the party. Hold on. Naphtali. Give me a minute. Let me get 5 minutes off. Naphtali. Black men love to act like we such high divine entities, which we are, right? We are, right? But you can't get no higher than a woman. Right or wrong?
I appreciate that.
Ain't no man get no higher than no woman. That's period.
Do I sound? Well, we're all. Do I sound better now? I'm putting this microphone.
Yes, ma'am. You do.
Okay, I
Yes,
hope that
ma'am.
sounds better for you.
Go ahead. Take
Now,
off. Go ahead. Take off. Go ahead. Take off.
But like I was saying, the Hamitic nations, believe it or not, are the ones who actually held on to the Bible. We don't even have to call them Hamitic. We call them the Gentiles, right? Let's use that terminology. The Gentiles are the ones who held on to the Bible. We have, even though we want to put down the Romans,
Gentile. Who's the Gentile? Who are those?
Good question. Good
non-Israelites.
question.
Who are the Gentile? Who are the Gentile? Who
Everybody
the Gentile?
that's not Israelites are Gentiles, right? That's what the Bible says.
Non-Israelites.
So the non-Israelites are the Gentiles.
I'm a non-Israelite. Am I a Gentile?
Are you an Israelite?
I don't agree to none. I'm spiritual. I'm not no Israelite.
Okay.
So am I a Gentile?
By default, if
am I a Gentile? Yes or no?
You can be an Israelite.
But you just said that if Israelites
See, you don't want your heritage. You see that's how I know you are an Israelite. You see?
No. But I'm agreeing with you, Queen, because no. I agree with Queen because Queen, she's just a real shit though. But when you say, "Oh, I'm not a Gentile," I'm a Gentile because I don't believe in. That's not right. That's not right. Nah, that's not right. I'm not a Gentile.
Naftali's forgetting that it's the Gentiles that preserved her book.
No, what I'm saying is that
hey, Queen, Nepal.
Without the Gentiles, you have no book.
Yeah. Well, Gentile, you have no book, right?
That is part of the curses because
help me out, y'all boys. Come on now.
Now, if you guys listen to me, according to the law, statutes, and commandments, everything that we have, he took from us and he gave to the other nations. Now, the other nations,
right.
The Gentiles, they began to worship him. Okay. Now, are the Romans doing a great job? No, but they're trying. Okay, I'll give the so-called white man.
No.
I mean,
they're trying.
At least the Bible is still here. At least I'm trying to give them some leeway. Okay, because guess what? When it comes to us, they don't want you. We don't. A lot of our people don't want it. You know that they don't want the Bible. They don't want it. They tell you not to read it.
You gonna give them what they need to hear.
I got the brother Samara Carjo tells me that the Bible
they only want to listen to Sinetta platform and them old ass niggas over there with that old ass knowledge, that old rhetoric. Don't nobody hear that crazy old ass. I mean that old stuff. People want to know the truth. The real, the knowledge, not no stuff y'all been talking about since 2023. It's 2027.
Nobody is.
You shouldn't be proud saying that the Gentiles preserved your book because
how can I? I have to be honest. I don't know why you're saying you shouldn't be proud because the thing is that the Most High put us into captivity, and we discarded our book. That was the children of Israel. They discarded their
why did he put us into captivity? Why?
Huh?
Why do you despise the Gentiles?
No, whoa. Queen talking. Let the queen talk. Why did God put us into captivity?
Because we didn't follow his law, statutes, and his commandments.
So you believe every black person on this earth who was born never listens to God's commandments?
No, what I'm saying is that our ancestors stopped following
No. And not I'm talking now. No, not now. Right now. Not those people who were doing wrong and they did not know better. That's cool. Now, are we doing the right things in God's eyes now? And if not, that means all of us needs to be in hell. Because when Noah asked God, Noah asked God, if I can find you 30,000 people, no, he said 50. He said 50. 50 people who righteous, will you save the world? God said, yes, I will. And then God said, go ahead, Noah, do your thing. Noah couldn't find one person who was righteous. God said, Noah said, okay, God, okay. If I find you 20 righteous people in the world, would you save the world? God said, yes, I will.
Okay.
Noah did it.
I
Noah
gotta get back to my video.
Noah could find 20 in the whole world.
Okay.
The whole world. The whole world. Not just outside the whole world. Noah couldn't find one righteous person.
No,
he
found 8. He found 8 people, including himself. So there
he
you
found
go.
8 people, but God said that's not enough.
No,
what
he did was
that's
he
not
tried.
enough.
That's fine. But hold on 1 second. I just looked at my
Oh man.
I looked at my
oh man. See.
you're cutting me.
That's why the
I'm
preacher don't.
trying to get back to my show because I've been.
That's why the preacher God. That's why the preacher don't help me now. Because preacher don't. You can't teach no Islam shit and none of that without.
You know, brother, I'm trying to give you a chance. I'm got to get back to my video, but I
Go
got to
ahead,
give a
though.
shout out. I got to give a shout out to my sister Weezy One Love. Thank you so much for sending me that cash, brother. You
have fun though.
All right,
I mean,
I'm gonna have to remove you because I'm trying to move on with my show. I'm trying to talk to my sister who just gave me a very nice.
Yeah. I feel on mute, y'all. I feel on mute, y'all. I'm on mute.
I'm gonna have to. I don't want to remove you, but I'm trying to talk to my sister. Okay. Goodness gracious, guys. Okay. Goodness. All right. Weezy, thank you so much for your contribution. I completely appreciate you. Thank you so much, sister. You don't know how much you mean to me. Thank you so much. Okay. Where am I at? I'm trying to find you. There you are. Oh, my elder Quinai, he was in the chat. Most High bless. Thank you so much, Weezy. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. All right.
The same way Sanetta got his little goons and goblins. I want to be one of your goons and goblins on your channel.
I thank you, but
that's why I talk
thank
where
you so
I talk.
much for tuning in. Thank you. All right, I'm sorry. I hate to have to remove the brother, but I gotta move forward and move on. We got off a subject for a second, but let's get back to it. All right, let's go. One second, I was sharing and then it went away. So let me share it again. Let me do that again. All right, there we go. Now we should be good. Man is in the animal kingdom, and human beings are linked to animals. You believe that?
Absolutely. I believe you believe human beings are linked to animals too, right?
Okay, both of us. And billions and millions of years. So, but because it sounds like to me that with the Egyptians. They say, and let me pull it up because you say you worship their gods.
I'd ask you something, Neftali. Sorry, I asked you. I said both of us believe that human beings are linked to animals, don't we?
No.
No.
No, I do not. There's animal kind, and there's mankind.
Okay, so. let me just confirm something because maybe I may be confused. Let me just check on something. I'm going to check on something because my what I know may be. Maybe outdated. So let me just check and see if so humans are not linked to animals. Animals are, what do you say animals are? They're a separate thing from humans?
According to the Bible, yes.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do this. Just so we can be clear. AD, can you screen share? I just want to see something. Just so we can get the understanding from something outside of our belief, not from the Bible or the writings of Ma'at, because none of these invented the word animal. So screen share and let me see if me and Neftali. She says animals are separate from humans. I say they're the same, but animal, any sentient living creature, including humans. From Latin,
Say that
animali.
again. What was that?
I'm
You
reading
said what
I'm
now?
reading the definition of the word animal.
Mm-hmm.
Any sentient living creature, including humans,
Mm-hmm.
from Latin, living being,
Mm-hmm.
which breathes. Non-use of neuter of animals, from the term animate, living, of air, animate, breathe, soul, a current of air, from ani, which is to breathe.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So right here in this part of the video, the brother Tehuti was actually was saying that human beings are animals. Okay. This isn't anything new. This is what's being taught, that animals and human beings are the same. And um, I'm the one that's going to do some, I'm going to kind of go against him on that, because the Bible does not specify that. The Bible does not say that. The Bible says that the Bible says that the animals were made, were not made in His image. How about that, right? Mankind was made in the image of God. The beast, the cattle, all of them were made separately, and they were not made in the image of God. He was not an animal. He made sure to specify that. He said that they are to bring forth after their kind, meaning their species. We are not the same. There's animal and then there's mankind, which we were made in the image of the Most High. These people get up here like him, want to combine us all together. And then you wonder why we have people out here acting like animals, because they are taught that they're animals. Okay, so with this understanding, this is pretty much where the whole conversation turned left. This is where we pretty much stayed, was on the fact of trying to prove that we were not animals. But let's keep going.
Before you do, let me just quickly say that yeah, I agree, because I mean some of us do have the animal DNA. So I mean this is why some people will say we're animals. Um, but I agree that some of us don't have the animal DNA, and so I agree with your argument too. So I see both sides of the coin, so to speak, in realistic terms. And yeah, carry on.
No, it's not the same thing, and it's a complete lie. I don't know why people want to believe that they're animals. Animals are filthy, disgusting creatures that don't care. We have been divinely created in the image of God. We have the senses, the ability to think, the ability to take care of ourselves in a completely different fashion. Animals do not possess what we have as humans. Animals are here to serve. It said in the Bible that we will have dominion over the animals. They're not our equals. I don't know why people want them to be our equals. Why do you want to be equal to animals? I do not understand that. A cat
Do you
is
believe?
not me.
Do you believe that uh, people are being created in labs with animal genes? They're not saying that they're animals. They're saying that they have some animal gene in them. That's what
That's
this
why
whole
the
thing is
flood
about.
happened. That's why the flood happened, because the fallen angels came down and they were mixing with the animals as well as with mankind, with human beings. But does that make it right? Does that mean that we are the same? We are not the same. We have to think about this. Our ancestors fought against this, and I have to fight this man and fight other people about not being an animal. A living being it's not the same thing as being an animal. Everything lives, okay? Everything's alive, and then things have to die. That doesn't mean that we're all the same. Vegetation and plants are alive and then they die. Insects, they live and they die. Animals live and they die. They're all living creatures, are living things, but that does not mean that we are all the same. Animals were created to be a service to us. We are to rule over them. They are here to be a service to us. Now, I want you to listen to what the brother had to say. Okay, let's play him some more.
Okay, and you were saying that animals are separate from humans. The word,
Yes.
the definition
That's
of
according to the so-called scientific narrative. That's what they teach. But according to the Bible, there's animal kind and then there's humankind. I mean, mankind. So it's not the same. You know, when Christ created life, he created animals on a certain day, and he created man at a different time period. And then he said, bring forth after your kind. So there's all a different kind. There's mankind and there's humankind. And we're not on the same level. That
Okay.
I've had this conversation. I was actually going to do a debate about this.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's it. That's the biblical narrative. I stand with the biblical narrative. I don't stand with the doctrine of evolution, which is pretty much a religion.
Okay, because
I don't take on the religion of evolution.
Okay, because you use the word animal,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave you
Animals are not humans.
I gave you the definition of animal.
Yes, that's according to the so-called science. When we're talking about the Bible, according to the biblical narrative,
We're talking about the
animals
Bible?
and humans are not. Yes, the Bible. Yes, I take the biblical narrative. So according to the creation, Genesis 1, I mean, if you put it down, but humans and animals are not of the same genre. No, we're not the same. No, I don't. That's really interesting to me that people want to be the same as an animal. I don't know why.
That's what the word an animal is, a living sentient being.
Who told you that? Anybody can say that. That's not the same. You cannot procreate with an animal.
The ones who told me are the ones who created the word, young lady. I believe they created the word animal that you're using, and you're trying to use it and give it another definition other than the word in the dictionary. I'm confused.
Well, the thing is that according to the biblical narrative, humans were created separately from the animals. There's mankind. So you say humans, but there's actually something called mankind in the Bible. And mankind is not the same as an animal. The animals were made to serve the human beings, or mankind. They're here to serve us. They're not on the same level as us. We are the authority of the animal.
Maybe mankind. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just saying we did not come from them. That is not the story of the biblical narrative. We were not created from them, and they were not created from us. We are completely separate.
Maybe mankind is different from the word that you really want to use, which is not animal. I just showed you the word.
One sec, let me play this for you guys.
Animal. Maybe you want to use another word like hayam. Do you want to use another word? Because you can't use animal. That's in the dictionary.
I'm not trying to get too technical because that's not even my argument. I just wanted to know, do you believe that, do you believe in the actual narrative of the Egyptians? And right now it sounded like to me that you don't take on their narrative at all. It sounds like to me that you take on more of this so-called scientific narrative.
Okay.
And you take bits and pieces from them, but you really don't believe in what they actually are teaching. You take aspects of it, but you believe all of it's primarily allegorical. How about that? And that's not even my argument. I just wanted to get an understanding because I was actually going to be talking with you about the gods and about how the Bible actually, you know, your narrative is pretty much teaching on that the Egyptians worship these deities and they had this knowledge. And I was actually going to bring out how the Bible actually explains that in the book of Enoch, that these angels came down and they provided knowledge to man. So that doesn't disagree with what the biblical narrative is. It actually proves the Bible. The book of Enoch speaks on how they gave them knowledge, gave them, and exactly to give you the actual information that they tell you. I got to learn how to work this. I'm going to prove that. 1 second. Okay, so with this part, I'm going to, you know, just talk about this again. We're talking about the animals again. He's trying to, you know, tell me to look up some information on what is it? Again, this is about us being animals. He wanted to look up the Hebrew and he wanted to pretty much say, well, look, we're all living creatures. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this part because this part was a bit, you know, the same, just over and over again. But let's try to move forward. Let's move on. That's right. But everything else is a dog. So you have what? A pit bull, you have a let's see, what's another dog? You have a poodle, you have different types of dogs, right? There's many different types of dogs, but guess what? If I say it's a dog, you'll know what I'm talking about. Does that mean I have to specify that it's a poodle for you to know that it's a dog?
As long as we know they're all dogs.
You need to know that it's a dog. Now, that means the kind. So here, he says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. So that means that we are going to have dominion, meaning that we're going to rule over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So he says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. This is something that is very observable. I believe in observable, or what we call operational science. What is operational or observable science? Means that it can be tested, recreated, and reproduced within a laboratory, which follows the scientific method. What you're talking about is religion. You cannot observe, nor can you reproduce, nor can you replicate anything of a fish turning into a bird or a lizard or anything like that. That has never been seen and never been observed. But right here, what the Bible says has been observed and is scientific, because what? We see every bird bring forth after its kind, and we see every creeping thing, or what we would consider cattle, brings forth after their kind. So right here, the Most High made sure that he made mankind within his image, man and female, and we received dominion. So we are not low down. We're not lesser beings. We're not outside. We're not these.
Talk to him.
We're not outside. We're not going to eat some grass. We're not eating grass. We're not outside. We're not no primitive beings. We were created in the image of the Most High, honey. I am not an animal. I am a divine being of the Most High. I am not an animal. Okay?
You know what we're gonna do, Neftali? Here's what we're gonna do.
Can you stop it right there, Queen?
So, we're going to speak, and we're gonna speak.
1 second. Let me stop it for you.
Yeah, I apologize. Most High bless. I apologize for coming late. I got 4 T's, and we're going to get rid of Tehuti. But if you take that back a hair, and this is no disrespect toward the brother, right? If you take it back 10 seconds, he do something that I would never do. JJ 7000 would never do. Roop Hall probably wouldn't even do this. Okay, take it back 10 seconds, because somebody did a snap and a twist with the wrist when he did that. And I know I'm being a little facetious, but only reason why I'm being like that, because I felt like he was very disrespected when you came on and waited 3 hours respectfully, after he did his after the show, I mean after the 3 hours of his presentation to talk about getting money. And then when you're talking, he's disrespectful, acting very, I'm sorry, effeminate. So take it back 10 seconds. This is very important because
dominion, meaning that we're going to rule over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So he says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. This is something that is very observable. I believe in observable, or what we call operational science. What is operational or observable science? Means that it can be tested, recreated, and reproduced within a laboratory, which follows the scientific method. What you're talking about is religion. You cannot observe, nor can you reproduce, nor can you replicate anything of a fish turning into a bird or a lizard or anything like that. That has never been seen and never been observed. But right here, what the Bible says has been observed and is scientific, because what? We see every bird bring forth after its kind, and we see every creeping thing, or what we would consider cattle, brings forth after their kind. So right here, the Most High made sure that he made mankind with his image, man and female, and we receive dominion. So we are not low down. We're not lesser beings. We're not outside. We're not these.
Talk to him.
Here we go.
We're not outside. We're not.
Stop it right there. Stop it right there.
We're not outside. We're not no primitive beings.
Now you're bringing up information, and he's making fun of your information that's true. Or let's say whether you agree with it or not. This is the part that's I don't want to say uneducated, but is immature. For a man to act like that when you bringing out information and you waited 3 hours, and it's the lack of respect for what I would hope that he would say is our queens. But he don't show the respect of a so-called black woman where he's going to mark you by going like that or whatever. I mean, this is unheard of. I never seen this guy who JJ 7000 cultivated, right? Because it wasn't for JJ 7000, nobody would even know you, brother. Okay? Nobody would even know you. JJ brought you on the scene and your head got big. No disrespect, your head got big. JJ 7000 brought you on the scene. Mandinka Malley brought you on the scene, and your head got big, and now you think you more than what you are. And you showed your true colors because the sister was about to hit you in the stomach, and you couldn't take it. But I fall back because I got a lot I want to say. I said it's 4 T's. Tehuti, we taking that away. No, we taking that away. Right? It's not Toby. We taking that away too. It's not Toby. Right? And it's 2 more T's. And the latter I will give you later on in this show. But go ahead, sis. What's up, Jay? If you're on there, I think that's you.
We were created in the image of the Most High, honey. I am not an animal. I am a divine being of the Most High. I am not an animal. Okay?
You know what we're gonna do, Neftali? Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're going to speak, and we're going to speak in an organized fashion, so that one point at a time can be addressed. You said a lot. You have a lot to say, but I'm pinpointing. I'm pinpointing something. So we're gonna talk. And we're not gonna. I think I've heard you use the word filibuster. It's one of your favorite. Where somebody just talks, gish gallop. But let's just take one topic at a time and just deal with one thing at a time. And we may even have to put a 1 minute or 2 minute timer so that we don't cut into each other. And I'll respect it. But I want to know this. In the Hebrew Israelite culture, You have a wonderful husband?
I do.
Is he close to you right now? Is he in the room close to you? Or somewhere else
Why does
in
that matter?
what's that?
Why does that
Why,
matter?
Oh, I just
why
wanted
is
to
that
say peace and
important to
respect to him because I've actually seen you before, and at times he's
Why is that important?
Why?
Why is
Good
it
question.
important that he's
Good
close to
question.
you?
Why?
Why is
Good
that
question.
important? I'm sorry, go ahead, sis. Why is that important?
Oh, I'm with you, Elder Cornell. I don't know why that's important. Why he asked me, "Where's my husband?" I
Yeah.
don't like I'm a slave, like I'm a servant. Women have jobs. We work. We are not always grounded and bounded to our husbands. Well, I don't know why he wanted to belittle me and disrespect me like that. Um, but as you see, he had to pull some card, right? And he's
Yeah.
asking me about my husband. We talking about animals and him saying that he came from an animal. What does him being an animal got to do with my husband?
I have no clue unless it's some nefarious going on in his mind. Because the topic of this show, and let me say this real quick, because I don't know if anybody understand this. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody understand it. He didn't get it. The title had his name and your name on it, but he made the show all about him. And this what you would call a person who is full of themselves, or what's the other word I'm trying to find? It'll come to me. Right? He just fooled himself. You take 3 hours and Naphtali name is in the title of the show. And now you ask about her husband. What her husband got to do with the title of that show? What's the title of the show, Naphtali?
It was Naphtali and uh, Tehuti have a conversation or have a discussion. They changed it. Origin of algebra, Tehuti Naphtali conversation. It was supposed to be on Sumerians versus the Egyptians, but they
Yeah,
changed it to animals and Adam. I
but
don't know why.
but he should have been talking because you was about to bust his seal, which he may like, in algebra, right? And Tahuti, this is no disrespect to you. I'm only coining it right now because I'll give you the last two of the T's that you would get at the end, right? Because I'm sure you tucking it in, and I'm only being like that because you disrespected this sister for no reason, right? So I know we're gonna tuck it in right now, but I don't know what her husband got to do with anything about this program that y'all was doing. It was about algebra, animals, the Sumerians, and then when she answered you, you had no comeback. But let's see what he want to talk about. I mean, put your husband away, Naphtali, because I don't know why he's interested in speaking on your husband.
You,
Let him deal with the snakes and spiders. And I'm being facetious with you, man. So I hope you can take it. Take this. Go ahead.
and Wheezy asks, was that a snake in his hand? He has a snake in his hand and he has a spider on his head, if you haven't noticed that either. But all right, let's keep going.
Take this. Hey, Tahui, don't get mad, man. Don't get mad.
right
Go ahead. Let's
beside
go.
you, and if so, as a man talking to his woman, I say peace and respect because I respect family. I respect family and structure family. So if he was there listening, I just want to say peace to you and greetings to you because I'm going to ask you a question directly pertaining to you and him. It's very respectful. It's not personal. It's very, very respectful. And that is, are you considered a help meet to him? In the Hebrew culture, are you a help meet?
Help me. I don't I just want to say this to you. I don't a lot of the stuff that these Hebrew Israelites teach is not real, it's not correct. I do apologize. I'm kind of tired and I need some water.
Me too. I need some water too.
Hey, Naphtali, can you pause me real quick? I'm sorry,
Gosh,
sister.
Yeah.
We got to dissect this.
am I
He asked that question
you're
because he want
fine,
to try
you're
to,
fine.
yeah, he want to try to call the sister an animal. Somehow he respect her husband, but on the low, he want to try to call her an animal. Nigga, we see what you doing, right? You
I
come
mean,
throwing
when I
butterflies.
see that part about excuse me, him asking about the husband, what I thought was you guys are familiar with each other in that sense. You know each other. That's why he was asking you that. That's what I
No, brother.
No,
No.
that's not what he's asking. No.
No. He was trying to equate that Naphtali is an animal, right? Because he was talking about being meek, and is he close to you? Y'all close together, and you're going to see as this go along, he's going to try to equate that she's an animal. That's his whole premise. And what he did was move the goalpost because he was trying to find out what he actually stand on. And that's why he got nervous and tried to move it to, oh, you're an animal and we're going to stay here. And I'm going to come out. Oh, I respect your husband. I respect family. But are you a help me? And he's going to try to bring it in like Naphtali's a goddamn animal. Right? That's what he's going to do. And she's going to cut him to the bone. Understand what's happening here. All that, I respect the family. I respect them, or whatever he's saying, but you'll help me. He's close. He's going to try to equate her to an animal. But we're going to break this down, sis.
That's right. Let's keep going. Of course, I'm a help me to my husband. I'm here to help.
That's right. You're help. Get that water. Get that water. So you're
help, and he just helped me. You see that?
So you're a helpmate to him. Do you have any pets?
Keyword. You said mate. Mate. Keyword mate.
Do I have any pets?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I have a cat.
Is your cat male or female?
She is a female.
Could that cat be a helpmeet to your husband? How'd you feel about that?
The animals are of service to us. Yes, they are.
Stop,
the animal, please. Your cat could be a help.
What we have here is a lack of communication and reading and comprehension. Some people proclaim that they're educated. Like I said, he goes about, would you say that the animals is a help meet? But he said mate. Only person I see mating, right, in a sexual activity with his hands is with that damn snake. Right? And who knows what the spider was putting in his ear. Okay? So I'm telling you, so he's going to try to equate that her husband is dealing with bestiality, right? Talking about make and meat. But he has the lack of comprehension to understand the dialect, right, of anything that's conscious in the English language. Reading and comprehension is something that I'm sure that he had a problem with in school. So let's listen to the Nympsol try to talk about help me with a damn animal and a man's wife, and the only person that's playing with animals is him. Let's go.
Meat to your husband?
Yes, they are here to serve us. They are here to serve us. That's their job.
A particular.
She gets rid of the mice. She keeps mice. I don't have mice in my home.
So she's a helpmeet.
Oh yeah, she does a great
help
job.
Me to everybody.
I had a mouse one time. Like woke me up. It was on my dresser, and then like that. But guess what? I don't no more now that I've
beautiful. In the Hebrew Israelite culture, could you refer me to a link, a website, a book, a page number, or any reference with the teachings where Hebrew Israelites call their pets helpmeets? I know they call their husband and wife that, but is there any reference in a teaching website where a pet is a Hebrew Israelite's helpmeet? Do you have reference to that?
Real quick.
I don't really want to hear your opinion right now. I just want to know.
This is what I'm talking about, the English language. Hey, brother, I'm on my phone. I can't see who it is. What's your name, brother?
Yeah. What's up?
Can you spell live for me?
Can I spell live for you?
Yes, please. Spell it.
No. You spell it.
Okay, I do it. I'm not trying to trip you up because I'm not trying to trip you up. No, listen.
I'll spell it. L-I-V-E.
No. I don't want to get involved with what you guys are going on. I'm
Okay,
just observing.
okay.
That's why.
Neptali, spell live for me.
Thank you.
L-I-V-E.
Spell live for me.
L-I-V-E.
Well, they both spelled the same, but it's how you use it in a sentence, correct?
Wow, good
Correct.
breakdown. That's facts.
So this is what I'm talking about: reading, comprehension, and basic English. And this is what he don't understand. Helpmate, or a helper can mean many different things in the English language.
That's right.
So I live today. I'm going live tonight. Same spelling, different phrases in the English language. This is why when you see a guy walking around with a damn spider on his hand, on his head, and jerking a snake off, and y'all listen to this guy, and y'all think that he knows what he's talking about, but he's trying to equate that Naphtali husband is dealing with an animal as a helpmeet, as some type of sexual, diabolical bestiality type of thing. Let it go. The ignorance of our people.
Of a physical, factual reference to the Hebrew Israelite culture, considering their dog a helpmeet? Yes or no?
Well, I don't know. God, I think my phone then died. I was trying to Google it for you. I don't know how to
Pause it. This Negro. I'm sorry, I got
I'm
to cut
trying
you
to
off.
Google that for you because I
This
don't know
dude talking about a dog is a
Have you heard
helpmeet.
Hebrew?
A dog is a helpmeet in the animal of the animal kingdom. The Most High, like Naphtali said, gave us dominion over the animals, and we train animals to do what we say. We don't train men and women. You don't train them. The Bible says, raise your child up. You don't train people. You train animals. An animal could be a seeing eye dog that helps somebody that can't see, so the dog will help the person. That don't mean they have a personal relationship, nigga. That's the dominion over the animals that the Most High gave us. Reading and comprehension is a tool that you fail, my brother. Understanding the English language that you fail, my brother. That's your problem. But you're a pompous, arrogant brother. And Naphtali was kicking you in the teeth, and you couldn't take it. And I'm going to fall back and they're going to charge my phone and let y'all go, but it's so much. And it's embarrassing. And one more thing, because I'm going to go in the house and change my charge my phone and get back on this live. Are you still up? My dear brother, Killer Priest played a video, right? Animation. And I'm going to show you how, I'm going to tell you real quick, how naive the so-called conscious community is. Watch his new video. Watch it. He's very, what's the word I'm looking for, Naphtali?
You said go ahead and play the video.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Killer Priest, when he does his music, he has messages in his music that you have to decode. And I like that. And I'm decoding his music, but you got a lot of idiots, they can't decode it. I see it. But yeah, let the video play. I'm gonna go in here, but ain't nobody animal ain't help me in some sexual form or relation or married to an animal. A dog, you train a dog to help somebody who can't see. Right? Or somebody may train a pigeon to go pick up something or drop something off. Go ahead. I'm sorry. This guy's he's idiotic. And you're no longer a FOPE member because FOPE stands for Our People Edification. And there's nothing edifying about anything coming to that dude's mouth. Nothing. Go ahead.
Israelites in your belief system call each other's husband and wife help
No, I
meets.
don't. Like I said, you can stop calling it a religion. I don't affiliate myself with none of those people. What they teach is a lot of they don't teach truly.
I'm not asking what they
call
no.
help meet. I don't know.
No, have you ever heard this term help meet used before in culture?
Is it in the Bible?
Have you heard it in culture, in any particular culture?
Let me see when it's referenced in the Bible for you. Let me take
Yeah, let me see. Let's see what's referenced in the Bible.
I'm looking in the blue letter right now.
Yeah.
All right. So help meet.
Yeah, because it's an interesting word, right? Help meet. Meet is like you're meeting someone, or help meet. Not meat as in like medium rare, right?
Oh. I do not eat anything medium rare. Have you seen Genesis 2:18?
No, no. I'm asking you a question. In the Hebrew Israelite culture, the term help.
Culture is you're making. That's why
I'm asking a question. The Hebrew Israelite is not one person, right?
No,
it's a group of people.
Do.
Any but your friends. Do you have any friends that are Hebrew Israelites? Just you and your husband? That's
based off of the scripture. So the Bible says here in Genesis 2:18.
No, Naphtali, please. If you just stick to what I'm asking, you and your husband are not the only two people of your belief system. You do have friends that are also into the Torah and also Hebrews, or just you and your husband, and that's it on the earth. Is there anybody else that's a culture, or just you and your husband?
I have a couple.
Okay. Any of your friends, or if it's a temple you go to, a meeting or gathering, or anybody that reads the Bible with you, in the culture, is the term help meet used for a husband and wife?
It's utilized in Genesis 2:18.
Is it used for husband?
He says it right there. I will make him a helpmeet.
Okay, good. Oh, wonderful. I will make him a helpmeet, and it refers to what? What is God going to make him?
It refers to, yes, I got that. What's the point? I got that. Yes.
Okay, I'm just asking you, what does it refer to? It refers to a wife. Is that right?
Yes, a helpmeet. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So a helpmeet is a wife. It is not your pet. I just want to establish that my snake cannot be my helpmeet. God's definition of a helpmeet is a wife, and we just heard Naphtali say that. Can I share my screen, please, AD?
What that was supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be anything except for when I share my screen. Share my screen, please, AD. Thank you so much. So helpmeet is a wife, one that we're supposed to mate with, and have children with, and have a family with. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. We're in Genesis 2, and this is what Naphtali quoted. The Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make a helpmeet for him. I'll make a help."
All right, guys. So, not to overdo it with this, but so pretty much this whole part that he's getting ready to go, what he's trying to actually say and what he's implying, as my elder Konad said so eloquently, he's trying to compare a woman to an animal. He pretty much was trying to say that all you are to in your religion. I don't know if he's trying to say that period, but I guess trying to imply that the Bible speaks of a woman as if she is just a helpmeet. She is pretty much on the same level as an animal, and implying that Adam, if we go further into what he's going to be saying, and we'll do part 2 because it is getting late, but he's going to imply further that Adam was utilizing animals before as a helpmeet before he got a wife. Okay. It was hard to say that, but I mean, that's where the conversation heads to next. I mean, when I tell you that, I couldn't believe it. I was just sitting there like, wow, is he really trying to say that? But hey, people are, you said he was trying to make himself sound knowledgeable. Oh, those be the worst ones, professing themselves wise and then became fools. The Most High said he's going to put strong delusions on people, and now people think that they're actually animals. And this is a prime example of this person who seems like an intelligent person, but the Most High just put in, didn't he get bit by the serpent? He has one in his hands, if you notice. But I'm not going to hold you guys longer. This was a great live. Thank you all for showing up with me. Silly rabbit. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you guys for showing up with me. We're
Yeah,
going to do
enough,
a part
Tally.
2. I'll be back Monday. Tomorrow I got to go. My son's birthday is tomorrow. He's
Oh
turning
wow.
15. We're going to have this party. So can't wait. Going to have some fun with
I
the
hope you
fam.
enjoy it.
I sure will. So did you have anything you wanted to add before we head on out of here?
No, no, no. I mean, I enjoyed the show. It was a great show. Yeah, man. Keep
Oh,
debunking and doing what you guys do, because for me, this is just a debate thing. It's not truth. It's debating, and so I understand.
well, that's
Yeah,
how it's more of a discussion. And how do we get to the truth is by discussing
that's correct.
information, and we have to put each other's information on trial. Because
That's
when you have
correct.
trial, when people go to trial, that's how we're able to find of who's guilty and who's not guilty. It's guilty. So, what'd you say? You said my son's birthday is the 15th as well. Blessed soul in return. Oh, well, thank you, Walter. His birthday is the 10th, but we're just celebrating on the 15th. But yeah, still, happy birthday to your son too. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Blessings and peace to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, do you want to close out real quick so I can go ahead and end the show? Are you
No, no, go on, do your thing. Yeah, but do your thing. I'm good.
all right? Go ahead and drop on off.
All
Thank you
right.
for coming up with me. Are you
Thank
subscribed
you.
to my
Thank
New
you.
School of
Thank you.
Thought channel? Are you subscribed to the New School of Thought? Or are you on the other side?
I'm subscribed to all your channels, Naftali.
Okay. Well, thank you
All
so
right.
much for
Peace to
your
you. Peace to
support.
you. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah,
All
bye.
right. Most High bless. Okay, guys. So it is awesome. Yes. So, guys, like I said, this was fun. Just had to come up here and talk about it. Hopefully, this leads to an actual debate. Um, and if it does not, then oh well. But it was great to get just it's good to get out here, good to share information. And like I said, I will be teaching more up on Shem, but I will come back again with part 2. Hopefully on Monday, and we can finish up and we can actually talk about this bestiality stuff, right? We're going to get into that and how he was acting. But all right, guys, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. It's getting late. Okay, most high bless.